Hello everyone, thank you so much for being here with us today. My name is Cynthia, my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm one of the admission officers on our team here with UC San Diego, and I'm also an alumna of the university. So today I want to talk a little bit about UC San Diego as an option for you as you pursue higher education. We are a part of the University of California, most commonly known as the UC system. The best way to think about this is as one institution that has 9 different undergraduate campuses that you can select from. All of our campuses offer great academic programs, research opportunities, and great student experiences. It really just comes down to finding the right campus for you. The biggest difference between the campuses might be their geographic locations, their campus size, or even the name of the academic programs that they offer. Today we're going to discuss what all of this is for UC San Diego, and then you can reach out to us if you have any questions. Starting off with our location, UC San Diego is located in La Jolla, San Diego. San Diego is known as America's finest city, and our campus is located 10 minutes away from La Jolla Shores, which is our local beach, but we are generally surrounded by some of Southern California's most beautiful beaches. We do have an average weather of 77 degrees throughout the summertime, and during the wintertime it gets as cold as 66 degrees. So we're definitely very spoiled when it comes to our location. We are situated on about 1,200 acres of land. So 1,200 acres, what does that mean? What does that look like? We are roughly the same size as about 500 Walmarts. So the point is, we are a very large campus. We are actually one of the larger UC campuses. And today we're going to talk about how we break it down for our students so that they don't feel like just any other student on campus. All right, so academically, we do offer our students over 140 majors, minors, and areas of concentration. Any program that you select at UC San Diego will fall under one of the 8 disciplines you see here in our slide in white. We do have a list of what you call capped majors. So you may or may not have heard of this term before. A capped program is a program that is so popular that we have to limit or cap the amount of students that we allow to enroll. It's not impossible to get into these majors. It just means, like I said, that they're very, very popular at UC San Diego. So we do have them listed here on screen for you in blue. That would include all of our biological sciences, our data sciences, engineering, physics, and public health. And when I say biological sciences, I'm talking about the entire department, right? It includes general biology, human biology, all the way through molecular biology. And then same thing with engineering, right? It includes anything from structural engineering all the way through nanoengineering. So what does this mean for you if you are applying to one of these CAP programs? When you work on the UC application, it is one application that you complete one time, but are able to submit to whatever campuses you're interested in. When you select San Diego as an option, you will have the opportunity to select a first choice major and an alternate major. If you're interested in one of these capped programs, it should be listed as your first choice major. We then recommend that you select a non-capped program, but something you're still interested in pursuing as that alternate choice. Now, we do not admit students by their major selection, meaning that we have an entire other list of factors that we take into account when making a decision. But once we've decided we really like an applicant, we will consider their first choice major. If we cannot offer them their first choice, we will then consider their alternate. If at the end of the day we cannot offer them their first choice or their alternate choice, but we are really impressed by their application, we will still admit them as undeclared. And then it's up to the student to decide what their priority is when selecting a university. Is it the major? Is it the university? Etc. So it will come down to what the student is interested in. I did also want to highlight a little bit about where UC San Diego stands. We are ranked number 4 public college in the West by Wall Street Journal and Times Higher Education for 2021. We're also ranked number 4 best value public college by Princeton Review in 2021. This is amazing news for our students because it means that you have that many more opportunities and access to a lot of these resources, right? You can come in as a first-year student and be a part of research opportunities. You do not have to wait until your junior or your senior year. A lot of our students are presenting in national conferences. They are having their academic work being published. And we have a high percentage of our students studying, volunteering, and researching abroad. So the opportunities really are endless. Now, when it comes to our college system, this is a pretty unique feature to UC San Diego. You might understand that other universities have, for example, School of Business, School of Education, School of Nursing, etc. At UC San Diego, we actually have 7 residential colleges that are completely unaffiliated to your major selection, meaning you can have any major you want and be assigned to any college, any major. Our college system really works like little neighborhoods that make up the big city of UC San Diego. They're located in different parts of our campus. They have their own set of academic advisors, their own housing, their own dining, their own events, traditions, and their own philosophy. The philosophy of the college is essentially the theme of the college, and it is going to influence those events and those traditions, but it will also impact your general education requirements. No matter what university you go to, right? Public, private, in-state, out-of-state, you have general education requirements that traditionally you complete in the first 2 years of your 4-year college experience. UC San Diego is no exception to that. The only difference is that we actually have 7 different GE patterns that you could be potentially assigned to. And we do have our colleges listed on this slide for you. They're all written in blue here. Revelle College being the first college at UC San Diego, and 7th College being the newest college at UC San Diego. It's actually so new that they don't really have events and traditions yet because they didn't have any students. They opened their doors to their first cohort of first-year students in fall of 2020. So if you're interested in being part of that historical opportunity to help create that culture at 7th College, you might want to rank it highly on your application. You do have to rank the colleges. When you select UC San Diego on the UC app, you will be prompted to rank the colleges from your first choice to your 7th choice. That lets us know what your preferences are, but at the end of the day, we do accommodate students based on availability. Now, the numbers that you see on this slide are a reflection of what our current student body looks like. We do have over 31,000 undergraduate students, 66% of those students coming in as first years, and 34% of those students as transfer students. This is how long it takes for you to graduate from UC San Diego, right? So if you're coming in as a first-year student, straight out of high school, you are looking at about 4 years. If you're coming in as a transfer student, maybe you went to a community college first, you are looking at about 2.3 years. So that's about 2 years and maybe 1 to 2 quarters after that. This number can change depending on what your experience is like on our campus, right? You might decide to double major, to pick up a minor, to study abroad. Maybe you are a full-time employee. So there's a lot of factors that could play a role in your time to degree, but on average, this is what you can expect. We do have a 95% retention rate after 1 year, meaning that students that are coming to UC San Diego in a particular year are returning the following year. And I think that's a really great reflection of the resources and access and retention centers that we have for our students. And then we also have a pool of over 200,000 alumni worldwide. And this is amazing because that means that our students' network expands by this much. And there's a lot of opportunity for mentors or for mentorship with folks that may have already walked through your path. When it comes to living on campus, we have a ton of options. You do not have to live on campus if you do not want to, but it is an option. We also have dining at every single one of our colleges. You can eat wherever you want. The dining halls are non-exclusive. If you are a student in Revelle College and you want to eat in 7th College, you can do that. Logistically, it just makes sense that we have a dining facility at every single one of our colleges. We also have markets at all of our colleges, and we also have a few sit-down restaurants that you can use your student dining plan for. Please know that a lot of our dining locations include vegan, kosher, halal options. And if you have any dietary restrictions or allergies, you can always connect with our housing, dining, and hospitality department, and they will basically assign you to a chef who's going to create personalized meals for you at a specific schedule that you have set. We also have living and learning communities that are an option for students. This includes anything like our LGBTQ housing or our Black African American diaspora housing. And these housing communities offer workshops and community building opportunities, and you can sign up for them or apply for them after you've been admitted. When it comes to our student life, we offer you over 500 student organizations that you can select from. They range from social, of course, to academic, political, spiritual. There's a little bit of something for everyone. We also have an active student government and an active Greek life. So if you're interested in being part of a sorority or fraternity, that is an option on our campus. And I think the biggest highlight here is that beginning fall of 2020, UC San Diego began transitioning to the NCAA Division I. So we already had some of our teams compete at the D1 level, but now all of our sports are making that change. And I think that's going to bring a lot of really awesome opportunities for our students to engage on campus. And just know that throughout the year, we offer a ton of social events and campus-wide events for our students to have things to do outside of the classroom and build community, right? So the biggest one is probably our Sun God Festival. It happens every year during spring quarter, and we have a lot of big name artists that come out and perform for our students. It's a really great time. When I was a student at UC San Diego, I definitely attended the Sun God Festival, but we have a lot of events for you throughout the year. And if not, just a reminder that we are located in San Diego, so there are a ton of attractions in the nearby city area that you can take a part in. We have the Safari Park, SeaWorld, the zoo. We have Comic-Con that's hosted here every year. So there's always something for you to do when you're not in class. And then I also wanted to highlight our community resource centers. So this is something that I personally love sharing with our students. UC San Diego recognizes that we have a responsibility to engage in conversation with you and to provide our students with these spaces. You do not have to identify with any of these resource centers to be a part of them, but do know that they exist and they welcome all students. They often offer workshops, events, study spaces. A lot of them have libraries, printing stations, and some of them even offer graduation ceremonies for their students. So they do exist, and they're a great opportunity for you to continue building community. Okay, so we've been talking a lot about what the student experience is like on campus and what we have to offer our students, but what do you have to do on your end to be eligible for UC San Diego? The requirements that you see here written in gold are pretty standard across the UC system, but like I mentioned, our campuses are very independent from one another. We make our decisions completely separately and review our applications completely separately from one another. We're all looking for you to complete your A through G course requirements. So this includes your 4 years of English, 2 years of history, etc. If your high school is located in California, you more than likely already abide by this curriculum. But if you have attended a non-traditional school or have taken non-traditional classes, we always recommend that you check in with your counselors to make sure that you are still on track to meet these requirements. Traditionally, you have to complete your A through G courses with a letter grade, A, B, C, D, or F. Because of this ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the UC has made an exception, and we will be accepting pass no pass or credit no credit for spring, summer, and fall of 2020, as well as spring and summer of 2021. Next, we are looking for your weighted GPA, right? We have a minimum GPA requirement of a 3.0, and we primarily focus on your 10th grade and 11th grade UC GPA. This does not mean that we don't look at freshman year or that we don't look at senior year. Freshman year, maybe you didn't do so well. Sophomore year, junior year, you improved. We do like to see that forward progression. Or vice versa, maybe freshman year you did amazing and then sophomore year wasn't as strong. We want to make sure we understand what happened and what caused that change. And then senior year, it's the last lap. We want you to finish strong, pass all of your classes, and graduate. And really just to continue to challenge yourself until the very end. And then for the big one, UC San Diego will not consider SAT or ACT test scores as a factor in admissions decisions through fall of 2024, meaning that even if you have taken the exam, it is not something that will be utilized to make an admission decision. Please know that other universities and scholarship opportunities may still be requesting them, so please check in with those institutions. But overall, we do employ a holistic review process, meaning that we look at everything you include in your application. We are considering what high school you attended, what resources were available to you at your high school, and did you take advantage of them? Did you challenge yourself with those AP, IB, UC-approved honor classes, or even college-level classes? We're looking at your extracurricular activities, your honors, awards. We are considering academic enrichment programs. So this includes anything like AVID, Upward Bound, or Gear Up. And then lastly, your personal insight questions. Remember that UC San Diego does not conduct interviews, and we do not accept letters of recommendation. So your PIQs are really your only opportunity to advocate for yourself and to tell us why you are a good candidate for the UC. You will be provided 8 prompts, and you are to select 4 of them. Each one should be a maximum of 350 words. And really, we just want to hear about who you are outside of the classroom. This is a quick snapshot of what our first year class looked like for fall of 2021. We received over 118,000 applications, admitted over 40,000 students, and that placed us at a 34% admission rate. UC San Diego is considered a competitive university, so our students are not only meeting admission requirements, but they are exceeding those requirements. You'll notice that the median GPA for the incoming class was between a 4.0 and a 4.2 weighted GPA. So this is the GPA that we were just discussing. It focuses on your 10th grade and 11th grade UC GPA. But we do have students that come in with higher GPAs than this, and 25% of students that come in with a lower GPA than this. Just remember that the minimum is a 3.0 GPA. If you are considering the transfer route, it is a really great option for UC San Diego. You will notice that we require a minimum of 60 UC transferable semester units or 90 quarter units depending on the academic calendar of your community college. We're still looking for a competitive GPA in those transferable courses. The minimum GPA requirement is still a 3.0. And then we will also ask for you to complete your UC subject requirements, or more commonly known as your 7-course pattern. This includes 2 courses in English at the college level, 1 math course, and then 4 courses in the other areas of study. We're also looking for you to complete major prep. So remember those CAP majors I talked about at the beginning of the session? That will be really important for our transfer students because it is very likely that if a student is interested in a CAP program, they will have to complete major prep or prerequisite classes that must be completed at the community college before transferring to UC San Diego. I encourage you to check out our website, admissions.ucsd.edu/major prep, to see what that list of requirement looks like for your particular major. So if you're a student that is attending a California community college, you can utilize the website assist.org to double check what courses are transferable and equivalent to UC courses. If you are a student at a California community college, you might also consider the Intersegmental General Education Transfer Curriculum, also known as the IGETC. So this is a certification that confirms that you have completed your UC subject requirements plus a few more courses. It is not required for admission, but is very beneficial to our students once you are on campus. Then we have the Transfer Admission Planner, also known as the UC TAP. This is exactly what it sounds like. It is an online tool that helps transfer students plan and track their transfer journey. It is really helpful if you start working on the UC application and already have a UC TAP because you can sync your account and don't have to type everything again. And then you also receive a lot of campus updates, event invitations, and so on through this tool. And this is what our transfer snapshot looked like for incoming class of fall 2021. We did receive over 22,000 applications and admitted over 12,000 students, which put us at a 55% admission rate. You'll notice that that is much higher than our first-year students. We are considered a transfer-friendly campus, and you'll notice that their median GPA was between a 3.5 and a 3.9. It is lower than what we saw for first-year students, but that's because this is already a college-level GPA, right? It doesn't include those extra points from AP classes or IB classes. So we definitely consider this a strong and competitive GPA. And this is what our application timeline looks like. You will have access to the UC application every year on August 1st, and you can start submitting it anytime between November 1st through November 30th. It does not work on a first come, first served basis. So as long as you submit it anytime during the month of November, you will receive a full review of your application. If you're applying as a first-year student, you can expect to hear back from us mid-March. If you're applying as a transfer student, you will hear back from us mid-March through May 1st. And we do have the application link provided here for you. Please remember that for students applying straight out of high school, you want to start working on this application on August right before your senior year. So that's summer between your junior and your senior year. And then when it comes to our financial or how to finance your education, I'm not a financial aid advisor, but I did want to provide you with at least some details and resources that you might find helpful. In this chart, the number that you want to focus on the most is tuition. Tuition will not change no matter if you live on campus or off campus or with your family, right? Every other number below that will vary depending on what your transportation options are, where you get your textbooks from, and of course, what your personal expenses are. I invite you to visit our website, fas.ucsd.edu, to learn more specific details about how to finance your education. So applying for aid is very important. The submission period to submit your FAFSA application is October 1st through March 2nd. I do encourage you to submit it sooner rather than later to ensure that you get the best financial aid package that you can. We also have the California Dream Act for our students that this applies to. Do know that 70% of UC San Diego undergraduates receive some form of financial support, and then 60% of students at UC San Diego receive need-based financial aid. So there are ways to finance your education. It is a matter of you submitting these documents and letting us know what you need. And then I invite you to check out our website, admissions.ucsd.edu/events. We have a ton of free virtual events for our prospective students so that you can connect with our departments, learn more about the student experiences, and ask any questions that you might have. And then, of course, it's really important for you to visit the campuses you're interested in. So the best way to connect with us is through a virtual tour. You can check us out. We also offer live virtual tours that do serve on a first-come, first-served basis. So if you're interested, check out our website here and sign up for one. And then if you're active on social media, you can find us on all platforms at UCSD Admissions. We have a lot of student highlights here, event invitations, and some of my colleagues answering some frequently asked questions. And if you have any questions, again, this is the best way to connect with us. We do offer virtual admissions advising. We accept phone calls Tuesday through Friday, and you can email us at admissionsreply@ucsd.edu. Thank you so much, and best of luck.